students, Year 12 students of 2025, that is. It's Danny Jaber and Jamie Mason here to talk you through the subject selection process, which involves using web preferences and also involves completing a course selection form, which will be handed out to you guys next Wednesday, on Wednesday, the 24th of July. That morning, Jamie and I will be hosting an assembly in the crate. We request that you do come in a little bit earlier than usual. It is a late start, but we're requesting that you come in at 10:15 a.m. so that we can talk you through the process, so you can get an understanding of what it is you need to be doing over the next few weeks, and then to ensure that you select the right subjects for you as you head into your final year of schooling. To begin things though, we're just going to talk you through the Web Preferences website. I'm going to run you through a student test profile so you can see how you log in, and then we'll talk you through the options you have once you are logged in. So first and foremost, you need to input the details that are provided to you on your course selection form that you'll get next Wednesday. Once you've done that, you'll log in.
And then you'll see a screen that looks like this. So obviously you're going to add new preferences. I should point out that you can do this multiple times. You don't have to do it once and that's it. You can do it many times over the next couple of weeks. We're going to start by looking at someone who's doing a scored VCE program. That'll be the majority of you. You'll then be taken to this screen and we ask that you select a compulsory English. Obviously those are pretty self-explanatory. Let's just say, look, you're like most people and you're going to do English. Now, religious education is slightly different this year. You can see that the first couple of options are what we would call scored RE. That is, they would be have an exam, you get a score for it. It's just like any other VCE subject. The third option is applied RE, and the only way you can choose that is if you've completed applied RE year 1 successfully. And then we've got a number of different options, some of them which are new this year. So for example, you can do RE Art, you can do Faith in Action, you can do Religion and Band. That's really for people who are involved in the choir or in music. And the next options are something that are slightly different. So it may be that you decide, instead of doing something like RE Art, you're going to do something around RE in history, if that's something that you're interested in. If you're, for example, if you're doing history in year 12, that would be a really good option. Likewise, if you've got a science bent, there's science, there's personal development, which would be things like sport and health. Literature, for those of you who are studying literature, for example, that might be something that's very complementary there. And then we've got another one called Community Service. Now, to do that one, you will need approval from Alan Hesse, because that is really a non-contact time. And there are some students who might want to complete Unit 2 RE in Year 12. So there's a lot of choices there. If you're confused about any of that, I would suggest that you talk to your RE teacher or Alan Hesse, who's the coordinator of RE. So I'm going to choose, because I've got a personal development bent, I'm going to choose that. Notice also that it's a non-VCE subject, so it's not going to count towards completion of the VCE. That's important to understand. Then I'm going to put in my first priority. Let's say that I've done business management in Unit 1, 2. I'm going to do accounting. I'm also going to do general maths, Year 12. And then I get down to my fourth priority. Now, this one is not compulsory. However, if you haven't done a Unit 3, 4 this year, or you haven't done a Year 2 vet this year, it is highly recommended that you do choose this one. So I'm going to put in Australian history, and of course everyone will need to complete a reserve subject. It's very unlikely that we'll have to use your reserve subject, but unfortunately there are always instances where the reserve is required. So you can't leave this screen unless you've put in a reserve. I'm then going to proceed, and that'll then give me a final check of what I've entered. And you can see I'm double checking that that's what I want. Yes, it is. And I'm going to submit those preferences. And that's going to take me to a receipt. Now, it's important that you print that receipt off, because you are going to be required to give that to your home group teacher together with your subject selection form. And for most of you, once you've paid any fees, now I'm lucky I haven't got any fees to pay here, but there will be instances where there will be some money that's required. You'll need to pay that via the information here by the 14th of August. I'll hand over to Danny now to run you through another option.
Okay, so that's the Year 12 VCE option, but what if I'm planning on being unscored next year? So in this case, I have a couple of options that are available to me here. I can choose that I want to be unscored in all of my subjects, which case, if I am planning on doing that, when I'm choosing my English selection, I just need to make sure that I click Unscored English. It could well be, though, that I decide I want to be unscored in all of my subjects except English. In that case, once I have opened up the unscored pathway on web preferences, I just need to make sure that I choose one of the other English options. So depending on which one of these you choose, that'll give the indication as to whether you're going to be unscored in all of your subjects, which is this option here, the unscored English one, or if you're going to be scored in every other subject, scored in English except every other subject. So two options there available to you. Just make sure that you are clicking the right one. I'll come back to that home screen again, just because there are a couple of other options here. The Sports Academy, got to be really clear with this one. If you were not part of the Sports Academy in 2024, you are not able to apply to be a part of the Sports Academy in 2025. So just got to be really clear about that. So this last option is reserved for those Sports Academy students from this year only. Once you have done that, and once you have clicked through all your preferences, once you have printed off your receipt, just make sure you've checked the number of units that are available to you. Make sure that you have, we're suggesting between 10 and 12 units. We want you to be safe next year. We want to make sure you have enough to get your VCE come the end of 2025. And so it's really important that you do have enough units. A reminder that you need 4 scored subjects in Year 12 to get your VCE certificate, to get your ATAR. That's 3 scored subjects plus English as the 4th scored subject. So really important we meet those minimum requirements.
Once you've submitted your preferences on August the 14th, there will be an opportunity for you to come and talk to one of our teachers around your selections, but we'll talk more about that at the assembly next Wednesday.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone.